Welcome, guys. That is right. I wanted to present that great opening from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, because It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is such a fantastic show. I fucking love this show. Now it's on its season 11. 11 seasons of this shenanigans in this game that's just been doing so much shit. It's insane. Of course, we have Charlie Day. Charlie Day has become, he's had a little splurge, so to speak, of his career. He's been really taking off in the film industry. I mean, he had Horrible Bosses and stuff, but where it all started was It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It all started with this show. You have Mac, you have Dennis, you have Sweet Innocent D, not innocent so far, and you have Charlie, you have Frank, and then you have the waitress. All the way over there is the waitress. I mean, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Well, I don't even know how I really got into it. I don't know who talked me into it, but I remember just binge watching season after season after season, because I missed maybe like 3 seasons, and I binge watched those 3 seasons. I'm like, I binge watched like maybe 5 seasons, and I fucking love this show. I mean, this show is fucking amazing. All right, it is awesome. But I will say it did dip a little bit towards the end. It kind of dipped a little bit. I'm just saying, when that season like 9, 10, not 10, but season 9 and 8 were not as good as the previous seasons, especially the early on seasons. But man, do I love the show. Now, I even have a great story of seeing them in a panel on Sunday at Comic-Con, my first year at Comic-Con. I think it was like 2012, and them presenting they actually showed an episode of the upcoming new season, not this season, but like their upcoming season that they had. I think it was like season 7 or 8. But man, this gang I love it. Now, so listen, guys. Well, I did check out the last episode, and it had to deal with pretty much last episode. I'll have a full-on review, but the last episode had to deal with, that's right, Char D. McDennis. This game is so fucking awesome. I've always won. I know a couple people who watch the show said, we got to get Char D. McDennis going. We got to do it. Before we die, we got to do Char D. McDennis. Dude, they have the physical challenge, all right? Where at one time, you have to put your hand when they're throwing darts, and I believe it was Dennis. I think it was Dennis. He puts his hand on there, and Charlie throws a dart. It was Frank. Frank hits him right, bullseye into the hand, and Dennis just keeps composure. And I love how Dennis and Dee cheat throughout the whole game. And they cheat again last episode, the other day's episode on season 11. I mean, these people are horrible. They are horrible, all right? The only one who's somewhat decent is Charlie. I mean, Charlie is somewhat decent. I mean, he's a lovable buffoon. He's a lovable buffoon who's illiterate. I mean, he can't write for shit. I mean, I love the part also in the first Char D. McDennis game where the question was that he wrote, and Mac's like, "Oh, you got this, man. You got this." Why do we hate Dennis? And Charles like, oh, I don't think I wrote that. Dude, you totally wrote that. This is your writing. He's like, oh, no, man, I don't think I wrote that. And then Dennis is like just waiting to give the answer. And then it's Dennis's turn. He's like, oh, because Dennis is a bad man or some stupid like that, where it's all fucked up with the illiteracy and the writing and stuff. And then if you could guess, Charlie is one of my favorites. But you know what? This theme song, man, let's take a listen to it again. I think this sets up the mood so much, this theme song. I love this theme song. Like, once you hear this theme song, you know it's on. You know laughs are about to happen. Let's start up this theme song again real quick. Let's get it on. Oh my god, I love this theme song. Now, I've heard this song a couple of times throughout film and stuff, but oh my god, I love that. I love how it just sets it up, sets up the mood, sets up the laughs. Ah, it's such a great theme song. Okay, enough of that. So let's talk about individual characters real quick. And, I just wanted to do this somewhat podcast because I love the show and I'm back into it. Before I kind of dropped it a little bit because it was getting a little stale. The jokes weren't hitting as much, but I saw season 10 and season 10 really kind of brought me back into it. And then plus my friend is binge watching like all the seasons and he's seen It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but he's really into it now. So it caught my interest again, and like when he's talking about all these moments, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that moment. He loves the episode where freaking Charlie and Mac are working in like the office, and Charlie is like, he's the mail guy basically. He's delivering all the mail to all the people who's in the office and stuff, and he's just losing his mind. He's trying to figure out who the hell this one guy is that the mail's going to. Like, he loses his mind. He drinks a lot of coffee too, I believe, in that episode. But yeah, just hearing a lot of the moments and him recollect and like tell me about it, I'm like, yeah, dude, this show is awesome. I told him though, like, it does get a little stale after a while. So, if you don't know, so basically Charlie Day plays Charlie Kelly in the show. Yes, that's right. He uses the same name, Charlie, and Charlie Day is actually married to the waitress in this show. It's so funny because he's married to the waitress in reality. But in the show, like, he's a creep, man. He's a stalker for the waitress, and the waitress wants nothing to do with Charlie. I just watched the episode "The Night Man Cometh" last night, and that's hands down probably my favorite episode. I'll get into that in a moment. So, but Charlie Day has been doing really good. He's been doing his Horrible Bosses. He's been in things here and there. I just saw him in Vacation, the remake. I mean, he's been doing great things. D was in there as well. So, Charlie Day has been. I'm glad for Charlie Day. I really do like Charlie Day, and he was in Pacific Rim, which I thought was great for him too. Guillermo del Toro really likes Charlie Day. He really likes FX people. Then you have Glenn Howerton, and he plays Dennis. And Dennis, if you don't know about the Dennis system, you need to get your shit straight. You need to learn about the Dennis system, because the Dennis system is not flawed whatsoever. You're going to get your lovely ladies if you do the Dennis system. So he's part owner of Patty's Pub. He's also he has a twin sister, Dee, and of course his dad is Frank. Frank is Danny DeVito, but his real dad is not Frank. I mean, Frank is like his stepdaddy, so to speak. For the longest time, he thought it was his real dad. And I love how they him and Dee come to the realization that, first of all, yeah, this other guy who's saying that is our real dad, do you think look at Frank. He's like, how tall, bald-headed, like, looks nothing like us. Yeah, that ain't our papa. It's so funny. But yeah, what's Dennis is just a selfish little prick, man. And he thinks he's a god. That's all you need to know. He thinks he's a god. He thinks his body was chiseled by the hands of whoever, like the greatest people, chiseled by God himself. That's it. He just thinks he's been granted this rock, like he just believes he's the greatest. He's the greatest in the world. I mean, this guy, he's so hilarious when he thinks he is the smartest one out of the group, when honestly, he's one of the stupidest ones in the group as well, or at least the most psychotic. I think he's a sociopath. I mean, he definitely is very, especially when it comes to women. I mean, this guy, he's never going to get married. This is the guy who's never going to get married. This is the guy that you say, yeah, he talks smart, but honest, man, he's such a real big douchebag, but in reality, he's pretty much a loser as well. But gotta love Dennis. Then you have Rod McClenney playing Ronald McDonald. So Rob is really one of the guys. He's the head guy, man. He's the one that really created the show. He brought everybody along, and he's such a smart guy. If you listen to his interviews, he knows exactly what he's doing. He knows the process of making the show. He's a smart man, and he knows. I think he took a little bit overboard for getting fat, especially Mac getting fat, and now they're going to his sexuality as the seasons go by, but Rob is such a smart guy. This is why the show is continuing having success, because of Rob. Rob is just fantastic. And Mac, his character Mac, part co-owner of Patty's Pub as well, and best friends. His best friend is Dennis. All right, I think in childhood it was Charlie, but then now it's Dennis. And Mac is such a crazy kind of character. He gets fat at one point. He has and then it's so confusing. There's a running gag that nobody knows what's with his sexuality, because he loves banging the women, yet he got with the transvestite, and that's a chick from Joe Dirt, Brandy. And, she's a man. She's a man, but he was still banging her, and like throughout the whole later on seasons, it's a running gag that he actually does like men, but it's like played. It's kind of funny. The wording, the phrasing makes it seem like he likes men, but he's really just like, no, dude, I like banging girls, And then he's kind of feminine, sort of, in the later on seasons. Like, this guy is just, he's something else, man. He's definitely something else. Oh man, Caitlin Olsen. And what's funny is, going on from Kate to Rob, Mac, to Caitlin Olsen's Deandra, Sweet D Reynolds, who's the other half of Dennis. It's so funny that, okay, so you have Charlie actually married to the waitress. But not only that, you have Mac actually married to D in real life. And they even have a kid, which is pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome that they have a kid, and Charlie's married to the waitress and stuff. But D is like the heart of the show. Like, it's kind of funny. Early on, I think she's more sincere, but she becomes like one of them. She becomes like a real, not sadistic, but very selfish kind of person. But she's always picked on by the whole gang. She wants to be accepted by the gang, but she's picked on because she looks like a fucking bird. All right. There's one episode where they try to the gang tries to think like who got Dee pregnant at the Halloween party, and everybody has a different account, and everybody, when we see their flashback, when we see their imagery, everybody has a different version of Dee, and it always is somewhat the same version, that she's a bird, that she dresses up like a bird, or she's just a straight bird. I mean, Mac at one point, you see little by little feathers going on her while everybody's recounting their story. And then Mac's story, straight out, she's just a fucking ostrich. It's just so funny. But you gotta like Dee, man. Dee is just sometimes she could be just a real bitch, honestly. She could be just a real bitch. She could be really selfish. She could be in it for herself, but it's sad when you feel for her when you Lonely Girl something whatever on the YouTube that she had, that Charlie put out. Just how she's looking for love, she can't find it. When she was by herself at dinner, and everybody was at dinner, and everybody had somebody, and you feel for Sweet D. I mean, she's the most, she's probably the more likable characters out of all of them, especially Charlie is one of the most likable as well. I think that's why their chemistry is really great. And then you have Danny DeVito as Frank. I mean, they didn't have Frank in the beginning of the seasons. He came on in season 2. I believe he was a producer on the show. I think he's the one that really kind of picked it up and really showed it to the company and stuff. But Frank, he's part of the gang, man. When they got Danny DeVito to be Frank and forever be Frank in the show, he is. He's awesome. He has some great fucking moments, and it's Danny fucking DeVito. All right, Danny DeVito just brings the show to a whole new level, especially some of the stuff they give him. When they give him actually material to play around with, it's hilarious. The Christmas special, he's in the fucking couch, man, butt ass naked. That episode was, the Christmas special is one of my favorite episodes. That episode is fucking fantastic. So Frank is definitely his thing with Dee and Dennis. It's funny, that's his kids, but it never feels like it's his kids. It never feels like that he's even proud of them. It's just so funny. And of course, he's the owner of Patty's Pub, and then he's the roommate of Charlie, who might possibly be the dad. He never wants to do the blood, check the blood and see if they're if he's the biological father. It's fucking Danny DeVito, man. But he adapts to Charlie's ways. He lets loose when he's with Charlie, so it's very funny. And then, of course, his ex-wife, those little episodes were funny as well, especially with Mac banging her. But yeah, dude, Frank is definitely, I'm so happy that Danny DeVito did come on in season 2 and after, and it's just a great move. Very great move. So yeah, Patty's Pub. Patty's Pub is, I have a Patty's Pub shirt. Don't fit me at all. Would love for it to fit me, but it doesn't. I have a Patty's Pub shirt, and it's Patty's Pub is like the worst bar in Philadelphia. It's the worst bar, but it's so, when you see the image, like, it's iconic. It's iconic for TV shows because it just fits the right mood. It's this worn out green. The inside, it doesn't even look. It's so funny. One of the episodes, they asked Dee, okay, make me I think it was a pina colada or a mojito. Make me a mojito, because all she knows how to do is pretty much open a beer. So she's like, oh, are you sure you don't want this nice beer, delicious kind of beer? And they're like, no, just make me a mojito, Dee. Stop stalling. And Dee tries to make a mojito. Well, she can't make a mojito. She just gives them beer like, fuck you guys, I quit. It's so funny. Like, oh my God. It's the worst bar ever. They even have an episode where the reviewer comes in, and so much shenanigans go on that episode where they kind of like have him hostage so he can write a great review on them, and just a lot of things that go forth. It's just, they're all... They're just a terrible bar, man. They're a terrible bar. At one point, I think there were underage kids in that bar as well. But, you know, it's, for us, it's an iconic, recognizable bar. Even the McPoyles, like, pulled a massive prank in that bar as well. So, and the McPoyles are this family, this ancestral family that just, I love when they're on the show, because they just bring something else to it too. They really all have great chemistry, and the storylines between those are really great. Like the one scene where the one episode where they do actually pull a prank on the gang, and they have them hostage in Patty's Pub. Of course, we meet their sister, and it just like Dee's losing it. I think that's when Charlie first gets Dee too, which I'll get to that in a moment, when that little chemistry right there. But when the McPoyles are on the scene, it's a laugh fest, man. Even the Who Got Dee Pregnant episode, when they're like, oh yeah, you guys were very, very drunk, and they're always just drinking milk. I love how Max says, you know, we got to go to the McPoyles, because you know they were drinking milk and they were stone cold sober. So that's the McPoyles, man. It's the McPoyles, and also their brother or their cousin or whatever, their big ass fucking home waiting cousin, eating all that, you know, eating his beans and shit, drinking his milk, and that big ass motherfucker who all of them goes to the Eagles tryout, like the Invincible from Mark Wahlberg, and he makes the team because he's this huge guy, and fucking, I think it was Frank accidentally shoots his leg. That was a funny ass episode. So let's talk about some episodes. Now let's talk about my favorite, The Night Man Cometh, Damon. Oh, that's the night man. Oh, champion of the sun. Oh, he's the master of karate and friendship for everyone. Damon. I mean... Oh my God, man. Just that episode. So basically that episode, the gist of it is Charlie makes a play. He makes a play, and the whole reason is to get the waitress to love him, so he could propose to the waitress at the end of the play. He gives Dee, Frank, Dennis, all of them roles. Frank is a troll. Mac, he gives him like the Nightman role, where Mac thinks he's like this badass. He has cat eyes and stuff. It's so stupid. He lets Dennis be Dayman. He's a boy, then he becomes a man. You have Dee, who is pretty much the waitress in that role, who falls in love with Dayman. And I love that part. I love the part where they're rehearsing, and Dee's like, "Oh, Danny boy, I love you." I can't do the high pitched voice, but and Dee's like, "Oh, Charlie, hang on, hang on, Danny boy, baby boy, I love you." Like, it kind of sounds like you want me to bang this little boy. And Charlie's like, "Oh, no, he's a young man." And Dee's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna do this." And then Charlie just goes up to Dennis, like, "You know what, Dennis, can you take a 5? Dennis is like, "Well, I just want to kind of continue. Can you take a 5 over there?" And he just tells straight up Dee, like, okay, Dee, we'll cut the song. "Oh, thank you, Charlie. I really appreciate that. So what are we going to sing next?" Charlie goes, "Flip the Page? Is there any songs there? No? in the back of it? No? Then that's what you'll be seeing. Nothing. Because I wrote the song. Like, Charlie just gets up on Dee's face, and Dee just has to, like, go. And she's like, okay, I'll do the song. You're like, you want to do what? I'll do the song. You know, it's not like I was going to do that. Oh, you want to see the song? Like, so funny. But the one funny part, too, is fucking Frank. Frank singing his verse, his solo for this play, and it's so, oh my god, when he goes, you gotta pay the troll toll to get in this boy's hole. You gotta pay the troll toll to get in. Charlie's like, whoa. Good energy, good. But kind of, it sounds like you're saying whole when clearly I wrote soul. And Frank's like, oh, gotta pay the troll toll to get in this boy's hole. It's soul. Are you chewing gum? Yeah. I mean, oh man, that part's funny. And then when Mac is like when he gets introduced as the Nightman, and he's going, and he's like has these cat eyes on. It's just so stupid, but hilarious, man. It's fucking hilarious. That's the kind of episode that just genius writing. And I love how that episode they did live shows. After that, they did a couple live shows, which I absolutely would love to be there. But they did a couple live shows, and they only did a couple. I mean, it was just a special, and I would have just loved to be there. And it's just great. It just it shows you how fun and energetic this whole gang is, this crew is, and they're just like that. I mean, when I was at Comic-Con, the first year I went to Comic-Con, I thought it was so cool going into those panels with all the films and stuff on Saturday. I was like, damn, that was really cool. Maybe they'll have something next time on Sunday, and they did. So I got in there, and the only thing couldn't even really remember what they showcased on Sunday. But to my surprise, because I didn't look at the schedule and shit, to my surprise, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia there was a panel. So I was like, oh shit, they're gonna come out, because I was sitting there for a while. So It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia cast comes out, and you could just feel the energy. Everybody's excited. Everybody's already laughing. I was actually sitting next to a girl, and she was just like, I don't think she's ever seen It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but her sister was working there. So we were, conversating and stuff, and we're just listening to these guys, and these guys were hilarious. They were hilarious in real life. Of course, they have open mic where you can ask them a question. But I absolutely love when one of the guys comes in there and asks Charlie, have you ever had milk steak? Charlie's like, oh yeah, and it was disgusting. And like, he's like, oh, do you know how to make milk steak? And Charlie Day goes, yeah, you just put steak and milk and you boil it in this process. They're just so funny. Of course, all the questions were aimed at Charlie, because Charlie is pretty much the biggest one there. But I love how the gang everybody starts breaking out the song. They start singing The Nightman Cometh. Dayman, Master on the night. Like, everybody started singing it, man. Everybody's clapping. I even have video of that. It was fantastic. One of these days I'm gonna upload it, but it's fantastic. It was such a great time. They're hilarious. They're good sports. They had some witty ass jokes. They were witty ass jokes at some of the people who were at the mic. They were kind of throwing some jabs at them. But what was awesome at the end of the panel was that they had, I think it was Pretty Woman, the episode Pretty Woman, and they aired it. They showed us the panel. They showed the whole Hall H, the episode. The season hasn't even come out, so it was great to see that full-on episode. Everybody laughing, everybody enjoying it. So these guys are really cool, man. These guys were a great gang. They were real good sports, and that's why I even fell more in love with It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. When you know that, hey, they're funny. They're funny when they're actually just being themselves. And honestly, I want to be surprised if they're actually themselves when they're doing the show. So I seen some of the bloopers, and the bloopers are hilarious as well, especially when they're trying to get through their lines and they just can't do it. There's this one blooper, and this is when Mac gets fat, and he's just like, he's eating. Charlie and Dennis are at the table, and Mac's going, he's wheezing so bad, he's like Fucking Charlie is like, dude, you're wheezing. I can hear you wheeze. He's like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not, dude. No, I'm not, bro. Like, Dennis is like, yeah, dude, you're wheezing. You're wheezing pretty bad. You're wheezing while you're eating. And that was pretty funny how Mac did end up getting fat. And the whole Jersey Shore episode was pretty hilarious, too. Especially when Dee and Dennis are trying to show Charlie, like, yeah, this is the Jersey Shore. Let's walk, at the pier. Let's walk underneath the pier. And walking. Dude, when I saw that episode, I was like, okay, this is pretty funny. But when they're underneath the pier and like Dee and Dennis are kind of trying to explain to Charlie, like, yeah, man, we had some great memories here, this and that, and then you see a fucking bum fucking another bum. I was like, whoa, this is on FX. Well, actually, that's not very much of a shock, but I was like, oh shit, what is going on here? That episode was really funny, and that episode was great as well. And actually, that was another kind of episode that was actually kind of sincere, kind of very, pretty good. I mean, not with the Dennis and Dee situation, because they end up partying with some people who are not very good people. But that episode, we had Charlie and the waitress. Now, let's get into that Charlie and the waitress relationship. The waitress does not give a shit about Charlie, but it's been this throughout season 1 to season 11. Charlie is still trying to go after that ass. There has been moments, hints that maybe a pairing of Charlie and Dee might happen, but Charlie and the waitress, man, he just keeps trying and he keeps getting rejected. He even has her as like his emergency contact, which is hilarious as well. But the Jersey Shore episode was actually a pretty good episode. I mean, even though the waitress was tripping balls off, I think ecstasy. Yeah, she was on ecstasy. And, they have some great moments, man. And Charlie can't, it's so funny because Charlie can't leave Philadelphia. He just freaks out when he leaves Philadelphia. But that episode where actually they have great moment, they're at the beach, a disgusting beach when you look at it. They're at the beach and they just have this great moment until like she wakes up and realizes, holy shit, Charlie, are you stalking me? What you doing here? He's like, oh, we had a good time, we got rocks and stuff. She's like, that's a fucking glass, Charlie. It's like, well, we had a good time. He's like, I was on E. Like, that was a great moment. And that episode was fantastic because it was the introduction to Rum Ham, no Rum Ham, like Rum Ham, baby, Rum Ham. I'm doing that too. I'm doing Charlie D. McDennis. I'm gonna do that game before I die, and I'm trying Rum Ham. And I loved how fucking Mac and Frank are stranded in the ocean, and then they get picked up by the boat, and all these Jersey Shore people, Jersey Shore type people, these Guidos are on the boat partying, and Mac and Frank are partying with them. Dude, that episode, like a couple of those chicks banging. Like there's one chick that's on big old tatas, like she was banging, she looked good. I was like, holy shit, man. Whew, I wish I was at that party. And then they see Rum Ham. They pick up Rum Ham and Frank's like, Rum Ham. Like, awesome. Great episode. Fantastic episode. I just got distracted. I was going from Charlie to the waitress to the Rum Ham, baby. Rum Ham is amazing. So, that's one of the great episodes. Another great episode has to be America's Top Model, or America's Top Model to be on the billboard. The gang trying to figure out who's going to be on the billboard. Of course, Dennis is like, oh, it's going to be me. Look at this rocking body. Frank, you are ugly. You're disgusting. You're a piece of shit. Like it's Frank's face too. Like while Dennis is insulting him, it's just like straight. He's like, I got something for you, asshole. But the whole episode is so great because Mac takes all the Bachelorette, so to speak, and has his own little kind of reality kind of show going on there. He's pretty much banging all the girls. He wants to find love, but he just wants to bang all the girls. We have Frank, with all the male models, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm taking these studs. And that's where that's a little hint where Mac might be gay, because Mac's like, oh yeah, see, that's prime beefcake. Dennis, like back in the day, Dennis, yeah, but now, Dennis, you're losing your edge, buddy. Like, he calls them beefcakes, bro. Like, he calls them beefcakes. So I think that's when one of the starts that, dude, well, not one of the starts because he bangs a transvestite, but like Mac what the fuck are you talking about? Beefcakes? So, but it's so funny when Frank takes all the male models, and of course Mac takes all the female models. And fucking Frank, man. No, fucking Dennis. Dennis is like, oh, I want in on the competition. Because Frank makes this a competition. Yeah, that's an introduction to Rex, and Rex does get introduced once again a couple of episodes later on. But Dennis tries so hard to be a model, and him just, oh my god, him actually being serious about it, him taking off his fucking Adidas type jacket and stuff, stripping, like going Magic Mike on everybody, and you just look at Dennis, is like, wow, and you look at everybody else, you're like, wow, Dennis, you don't got it, man, you don't got it. And then when he tries to pose as a mule, and Frank's like, oh, Dennis, your mule is shit, sorry, you are not in the finalists or some shit like that. And Dennis like, well, how the fuck do you make fucking mules sexy, Frank? That's bullshit. What's next? The show all pose off. It's just fucking stupid. Frank is awesome. See how Frank really contributes to the whole episode if he's given the material? It's so fantastic. But that episode also fantastic because Green Man, baby. Green Man is back. We got introduced to Green Man when they went to the Philadelphia game, but I think Green Man really shines in that America's Most Top Model episode because you have, of course, Charlie with D. And Charlie and D have fantastic chemistry. But you have Charlie and D. They try to make videos to promote the pub, Patty's Pub, and fucking D, man. D and her impersonations, her characters are wacky. And was it Crazy Kelly? She does Crazy Kelly. She's in this getup where she's like, she has red hair and shit. And she's like, oh, come here where the prices are so low. Has this Irish accent. And Charlie's like, oh man, this ain't fucking funny enough. So D's doing her thing. She's getting to the end. He's recording her. And then he just fucking wails on her with the volleyball to the face. And she's like, oh, Charlie, what the fuck do you do that for? Charlie's like, oh, that's what they want to see. That's what YouTube people want to see, D. Like, they want to see comedy. They like shit like that. And fucking D, man. D's like, oh, fine, just, let me do it again. Hi, I'm crazy. And she's like flinching every single time she's trying to do this segment. She's like, oh, Charlie's like, oh, don't flinch, D. We gotta get the fucking shit. He's like, and D's like, D's like, oh, well, I wouldn't fucking flinch if you want to throw the damn ball at my face. And Charlie's like, are you ready? Yeah, I'm ready. Okay, boom, right there, right in the face. Like, Charlie just throws the fucking volleyball in D's face. And that part was hilarious, but the funniest and racist part of that whole episode was D and Tina Martinez. She's like, oh, she has this big ass butt. She's supposed to be Puerto Rican. D, of course, is doing brown face at this point. Charlie's like, oh, what the hell is this? She's like, oh, this is my new character. This is Tina Martinez. SNL's gonna really love this. And like, she goes up to these hard, like these workers who look like construction workers, and she's like, oh. And she's like, okay, film me, Charlie. And then when you come in and throw the volleyball at one of their faces. So fucking D comes in and she's like, oh, hey, I want to ask you a question. Why are your shoes so small? Does that mean your penis small too? I'm just playing. And like, she does these stupid ass questions and joke. And then Charlie comes in as Green Man and is about to pop one of the big ass construction worker, looks at the camera, looks at D, and pops D right in the face. Like, those moments are fucking classics, man. Those are classics. Those are hilarious moments. Fucking love. Oh man, that's classic Always Sunny in Philadelphia, especially when Charlie is the wild card, bitch. But let's get into Charlie and D. This is where I kind of like got back into the series too, because there was hints, very subtle hints, maybe Charlie and D having something there, and I think it all stems from when the McPoyles kind of had them hostage, and then D was losing it. They were both put into teams. It was Charlie and D, and then it was Mac and Dennis. And whoever could destroy the bar first gets to leave. And, you know, Charlie's like, oh, D, get a hold of yourself. He slaps the shit out of her, but then he kisses her, and then he goes off and goes to the back room, which you think he's destroying, but no, he actually escapes and leaves D. Which, that's the characters. These are piece of shit, sort of. I guess the main a lot of people like to call this the Seinfeld of today's generation. But honestly, I can never get into Seinfeld, and I think Always Sunny in Philadelphia is better than Seinfeld. That's just me. But that was like kind of where it kind of started. And then you saw Charlie and Dee a lot throughout these seasons. And what's crazy about it is they have fucking fantastic chemistry. Now, they get boggled down, their characters, is because of of Mac and Dennis, even Frank at some points. And it really, I love the episode, I believe in season 10, where it kind of showcases, like, yeah, if they didn't have Mac and Dennis and Frank on their asses, they could actually make each other better and strive. So that's so I always like the chemistry between, of course, Charlie and Dee. I think they have great chemistry. I think they're really great together. And there's been a couple episodes that showcase that. But the one episode I really did enjoy with those two is the Thunder Express episode. Had great moments in there. I don't think it's a full-on great episode, but one of the recent episodes I rewatched was the virtual reality game. The virtual reality game, or the game, like a Clash of Clans, so to speak. And they so Dee is all into this game, right? It's like Clash of Clans. Everybody else gets involved. Dennis is the only one that's adamant, like, what the fuck are you guys doing? No, what I'm doing over here is real. When I'm at the bar, that's real. What you're doing is not real. That's phony. That's not even fucking reality. So Dee is into it. She's not that very good at the game until Charlie gets his hands in it. And what's crazy is Charlie is actually somewhat a little bit of a genius. I mean, he's great at the piano. He's great at music. But he's an idiot. He's still an idiot. But he has his moments where, damn, Charlie, you're actually pretty good at this stuff. So he takes over the game. He is able to build fucking Dee's empire, and he pretty much runs the shit. So he wants to be part of the game, and he tells Dee, listen, let me be your king, and I'll give you all the shit. And Dee's like, oh, I don't know about that. And Charlie's like, okay, fine, I'm leaving. And Dee's like, no, Charlie, okay, I'll make you my king. Well, we got to consummate the marriage. And Charlie's like, oh, what's that mean? Dee's like, oh, sex, Charlie. I love how Charlie just looks at Dee, like, he pretty much primes her up. He's like, oh, so want to have sex? And Dee's like, oh, in the game, Charlie. And I love how Charlie's like, oh, so what do I push? And Dee's like, just hit the enter button. And fucking Charlie just pushes the button so, like, he goes to push the button. He's like, oh, so should I push it fast? Should I push it slow? I don't care, Charlie. Just push the damn button. And Charlie just, like, slowly pushes the button. He's like, that was good. Was that good? That was good, right? That was good. And Dee's like, oh, yeah, whatever. And she just, like, worships Charlie throughout this episode because Charlie is doing so good. He's able to actually get fucking real shit from reality, or the virtual reality, and actually have the people who are playing to give them real shit so they could just get points and crops and all that bullshit. So that's a great episode, great content, because I have friends who play Clash of Clans and shit, and I'm like, fuck, man, what's so great about that damn game? I don't play it. I'm sorry, I don't play app games, honestly, but it's very relatable. I was relating to Dennis a little bit, but I was seeing the craze that Charlie and Dee were going when they were playing this, especially with Frank. Frank makes himself a whore. He makes himself a whore for this game. He's going all about with these big old jugs, lipstick. He looks like Frank, though. He looks like Frank. His face is Frank. He has lipstick, he has glasses, he has a bald head, a little bit of hair on the sides. It's Frank, but below it's this big bosom type of chick, and he's going in there, he's whoring himself out to get free stuff. And I love how Dee's like, oh, Frank, you're her? And Frank's all, yeah, do you like this mint coat? It's very she's like eating an apple. It's very, very expensive. Like, Frank is hilarious. But talking about, we're on season 11. We're on season 11. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I am going to start reviewing it because I just been binge watching the shit out of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and it's just such a fantastic show, man. But where do I rank it? Because there's shows that I've seen, like I've seen The Office, which I absolutely love, but it just got terrible. The Office got terrible after Michael Scott left. After Michael Scott left, it was terrible. Parks and Rec was fantastic, but I think that the last season of Parks and Rec really kind of dropped down a little bit. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. What's great about this show is it starts off strong. It gets a little bit weaker as the seasons go by. Of course, when it hits the later on seasons, it got weaker. And I kind of stopped watching for a while. But these last 2 seasons have kind of brought it back. And you know what? It's been actually really good, which is great. I want to see a rise in this. At first, I thought maybe it's time for It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia to be done with. I mean, what else could they tell? What else could they do? But season 10 really brought me back in it, because there's one episode in season 10. I should get back to the Charlie and Dee thing, because in Charlie and Dee, I'll get back to that, but there's another episode that really brought me back in there. But there's one particular episode that really caught my interest, really got me intrigued. I'm like, where the fuck are they going with this? Where is Rob going with this? You know? And that is the one I referenced earlier, that Mac and Dennis are holding back Charlie and Dee. So they all do go their separate ways, right? And this really kind of clarifies that Mac might be gay. They all go their separate ways. So, but Charlie and Dee stick together. They stick together. They go out. You know, they have lunch. Dee kind of explains to him, no, you don't get it. Like, you want a chicken sandwich, and Charlie kind of tells her, no, you don't want to use your kind of like your personality, your character accents, because it's kind of weird and you're putting off people. But throughout, they even do fucking poetry, like rhyme poetry, which is kind of stupid but hilarious at the same time. And what's so great about this episode, what's crazy about this episode when I was watching it, is like Charlie and Dee are like, okay, let's go do live poetry. And they're like, yeah, let's do it. And it's like this one, like, it seems, it's not awkward, but it's like this real quiet moment, like, okay, where the fuck are we going with this? And they look at each other, and they kiss. Charlie and Dee kiss. But what's crazy, it's not comical. It's not, the tone is just so much different throughout all the seasons. That might have been the most classy, kind of just great, crazy kind of tone that I've seen in this whole series. That's kind of not relatable, but realistic. Like, the tone just does not fit the whole series. They kiss, a passionate kiss. It's a passionate kiss. That's what it is. It's a passionate kiss. They lock lips. They all lock. Like, oh, sorry, they're embarrassed and stuff. And they get it on. They make out. They probably bang. And, of course, at the end of the episode, they go back to the way things were. So that caught my interest a lot. Like, where are they going with this? And I read some of the comments, and everybody's wondering, like, okay, are they going to have the balls to do this? Like, where's this going? I mean, we're at season 11. What are they going to do? Are we going to have more moments like this? It has been hinted all throughout the season. So that really brought me back into the show, into the series. It's like, damn, they're finally going to go with this. Of course, it didn't really go anywhere after that, but you never know. You just never know. But what really brought me back into it was the episode in season 10 where they go to the game show. It's basically Family Feud, all right? The gang gets selected for Family Feud. When you hear that the Always Sunny in Philadelphia gang gets selected for pretty much Family Feud, your instant reaction is like, holy shit, this is going to go all bad. And it does. It goes all bad, but it's hilarious. Dennis is just, he thinks he's right all the time. He tells everybody to stop him. Don't embarrass him while he's on TV. All the answers he gives throughout this show are wrong. Are just wrong. Charlie actually is right most of the time. Dee is right. Frank is wrong one time. But you can just guess. Like, Mac tries to interrupt the host. He's like, oh, show me this. He's like, no. You don't say show me. I say show me. You don't say show me. You just say the answer and I'll say show me. And Mac's like, oh okay. Show me. No, you don't. You know what? Go ahead and say show. Like, they're pissing off the host, and the host is like Peel and Keel from that show Peel and Keel. He was actually in what's it called? Oh, fucking that one movie, Pitch Perfect 2. But yeah, that episode was hilarious. At one point, fucking Dee, like, her fucking ostrich hands, her strong ass hands, fucking, when she pushes the button to answer the question, like, when they're going one on one, she breaks the button, she breaks the whole podium. It's hilarious. Like. Fucking the host is like, damn, you fucking breaking my podium? Shit. But that episode really brought me back into it as well. So, this overall, like, all the seasons have been great. The Charlie McDennis episode is fantastic. If you haven't seen that episode, it's just so fucking good. Like I said, I want to do Charlie McDennis. overall, that's really what I really wanted to talk about. Was really It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Just a little things here and there. The cast, the crew is fantastic. Like I said, I saw them on the panel at Comic-Con. They're fucking hilarious. Of course, a lot of them are trying to break it in, or not really a lot of them. I think it was just Charlie and Dee that really try to break into film. I think Charlie has the most prospects out of all of them, but I think Rob is very smart and he knows exactly what the fuck he's doing. But overall, just a great series. If you haven't checked it out, check out It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's on Netflix. 10 seasons of it. Binge watch it. If I had to, I mean, just so many memories, so many episodes, just reminiscing about especially the earlier episodes. The earlier episodes are great. They're phenomenal. The early seasons, very awkward humor in here indeed, but it's like a funny awkward. It's not like The Office awkward where Michael Scott says something so stupid and so heinous it's like gives you chills, but that's not what Always Sunny in Philadelphia strives to be. It just gives you those great moments. But yeah, I mean, what can I say? I love the series and I can't wait to review season 11. I might go back and actually go from live reactions to season 1 to 10. I'm not sure. If you guys want me to, I will do it. So overall, great time, love it, and I want to let you guys know, just check it out, man. Check it out, and check out all those other series I mentioned too, like The Office, Parks and Rec. You won't be disappointed. But man, what a fucking fantastic series, right? Go ahead and subscribe. I would really appreciate you subscribe so you can check out my Always Sunny in Philadelphia reviews. I'm going to be posting the last Charlie McDennis 2 or Charlie McDennis, like, I forgot what the Electric Boogaloo. I think that's what the episode was called. So I'll definitely have that up. So hit that subscribe button, like the video if you like it, and comment below. I'm Dan, like Dennis said, and I am out here. You guys stay classy, man. Stay classy. Watch that Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Amazing. Milk steak, baby. Milk steak. Rum ham.